So hi, my name is Sharon from the Racial Justice Network. I just want to take a moment to think about all the people that have been harmed and killed by the police and the state within our borders and beyond. Let's take another moment to think about all those who bear the brunt of oppressive draconian policing and state violence that could not be here to join us today because of what it would mean for their lives. Those from Black and Brown communities, those from Roma and traveling communities, those seeking refuge and asylum, those who have had their bodies criminalized by the police and the state for daring to survive, but most importantly, thrive. We will thrive. We are thriving. The police have never protected us. They will never protect us, and they cannot protect us as much as we can protect ourselves. As stated, the police cannot, have not, and will never protect us. We cannot rely on them to protect us, or even protect us from the biggest gang ever seen in the world, themselves. Whilst marginalized communities and bodies bear the heavy brunt of the bill, the introduction of this bill affects us all. We must continue to divest from the police and seek to continue to find solutions within our communities by listening to marginalized people and marginalized communities. We're going to talk to you about some of the work that we do at the Racial Justice Network and what you can do and how you can get involved to make sure that regardless of whether this bill comes through or not, we will protect ourselves and we will protect our communities.
Thanks, Sharon. The Racial Justice Network is an anti-racist charity based in West Yorkshire. We're based in Leeds and Bradford. So we wanted to participate here, at least to recognize the rights to protest, the right to come to demos, but we also want to encourage people to move and see life beyond the demos. So we've been organizing and have organized for quite a long time. And what we see as this energy here is how do we convert this energy to do and go beyond? As Sharon just said, there is people who are not able to come here. We could recognize that because of stuff, the historical stuff that's been going on for a while, that they're not even able to be here and protest or even be seen visibly, but they're facing the full brunt of those oppressions that come not just from the state, but the colonial history that we kind of know about, or some of us do at least acknowledge it. So we thought it'd be good to give examples of a few things that you could get involved in. One of them is a campaign, and it's been really good to see and some familiar faces here because I know some people are involved with the Racial Justice Network in big and small ways, but we appreciate. So one of them is called Stop the Scan, and this has been something, some people are aware. We started this campaign a couple of years ago when we found out that the police in West Yorkshire were piloting a form of technology or biometric technology that means when they stop, and they don't just stop and search you, they stop and scan you. And these scan machines that they've got and walking around with them in the streets mean they can access the Home Office as well as the criminal records. So those of us who've got migration history, visas, whatever it is, here, whether undocumented, we have our fingerprints in the Home Office, and what it means that something alerts them. And what we have been saying with the calling out the Stop the Scan is saying some people are being snatched, bodies are being snatched from the streets. And what started off as a pilot without really engaging the community or telling the community, and they've done it now for nearly 3 years, we're asking for that to be stopped. We're asking for a firewall between the Home Office and the police because them people who are victims, people who are witnesses of crime cannot even seek help because what they're doing really is checking your migration history and has consequences. So that's one of the things that people could get involved in. What we're saying is some of these things that we're talking about, some of what we're talking about right now or experiencing right now, it's been going on for a while. And it's been going on for a while. Some of us have been shouting about it, and what we're asking for is people to get involved. I think it's Angela Davis who says, if they come for me in the morning, they'll come for you in the afternoon. And we're seeing that because what starts off is really focusing on marginalized communities or communities in the periphery who have no voice soon, and not doesn't take long for it to be swept into others. And we're seeing the same thing with whether it's privatizations and stuff. And then the second campaign that we've been doing is called the 13th Recommendation, and this one also relates to migration, relates to the climate, and what we are saying is the interconnectedness of all oppressions and struggles. So it's seeing climate from an internationalist perspective. It's also seeing climate and thinking of activist solidarity, seeing climate and understanding climate from the historical context of communities in the global south or majority world who are not even able to resist. And also the cost of what we are seeing as solutions here is still coming at a cost to them, whether it's the batteries, whether it's whatever it is that we're recycling and all of that. So it's asking people to see and understand some of these things beyond. So the 13th recommendation. And then finally, what we started as a COVID response. And the COVID response was, again, when everybody was locked down, and I know we've all struggled, we were asking questions about what about people who are living on £5 a day? How about people who are destitute, who are not allowed to work, who are living in poor accommodations? What are they doing? How are they surviving, and what are they doing? So we started that campaign, which is still ongoing, and we're kind of now on the second or third phase of like lobbying and asking the states, but also other people to kind of go beyond. So these are just three. We do a lot more than just the three areas of work in terms of projects. But these are ways that people who are interested in seeking and going beyond and doing that connection, the solidarity that we're talking about, standing up together and stuff, they could get involved in. Over back to Sharon.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much, Penny. As Penny has just highlighted there is so much that we do at the Racial Justice Network that everyone here can get involved in. Speak to your neighbour, speak to the person standing next to you, and get involved. Beyond the protest, we often ask, what's next? But beyond the protest, what's next is us. What is next is us building communities. What that looks like is us getting involved in making sure that when the police are knocking on our doors, we protect each other. We are that community that protects each other. So please, thank you so much for listening, and we're so glad to be here with you all. Please follow us in the Racial Justice Network on Twitter and get involved in the work that we do. Thank you.